A very good evening as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and thank you so much indeed for joining me here on the stream live twitch.tv with Tim's the Pilot and its Jetstream TV on YouTube. Currently on the ground right now at Logan International, Boston, on the eastern side of the USA. Relatively short flight down to New York's Guardia airport today. Just at sunset, it's real time now, real world weather, real time. Everything is configured, the flight plan is done. We're in the American Airlines A320 Neo, as you can see here. All ready to go for departure on the runway. And we're just in the drone cam, having a quick look round now, as you do, with the sun glistening off the livery. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So there she is, that's our ride today. Got a female captain today. In the sim we do anyway. In reality, it's me. So guys, without further ado, there is downtown Boston, there is the sunset, there is the runway, and we are ready to depart. Come along for the journey. Thank you so much indeed for your company. Let's go flying, ladies and gents. Reset position, boom and boom, and ready to go. Okay, ready to go. Initial climb out to 10,000 feet, let's just get that configured first off. 10,000 set, VS speed 2,500 feet per minute, pretty standard stuff. And I'll talk you through the route a little bit more on the way. 10,000 cruise altitude is going to be 380 today. We'll just increase the ND range there so we can see our departure out of LaGuardia. Out of Logan International at Boston, and I think pretty much we're ready to go. We'll just do an exterior check very quickly. All done. Nose cam, left wing, right wing, front of the aircraft, landing gear, rear faced landing gear, and the flaps are set for departure. We are ready to go. Let's go flying, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 2, 1. Thrust coming up. Parking brakes coming off. V1, a rotate to positive rate. Gears coming up. Downtown Boston off the left hand wing now as we depart. We'll put the autopilot in, we'll notice a change. Autopilot set. Screenshot there just for departure. Into the flight deck, make sure everything's configured. Okay, so vertical speed, we'll just double click that so we know exactly what we're doing. 2,500 feet per minute. Our speed, we'll go with managed. Jet the PFD there. So we're heading direct W now at 10 nautical miles away. Saying the current local time is 23:13. That's here in the UK, or is it? Will be. It's definitely not the time in. Definitely not the time in the US. 18 knots wind from right to left. Not the end of the world, and we are fine. We're tracking on the departure. We're climbing to 10,000 feet as we should be doing. Right, let's get some of them flaps in. I think the flaps are already in. In fact, I think the AI pilot's doing some of the stuff for us here. There's just been an update and I've had to reconfigure absolutely everything. I want to turn all the AI pilot stuff off. Little bit of configuring to do. I hate it every time they do an update. All of your menu stuff, all the notifications, all of the assistance options and everything else, they all reset to default when you get the game, and it pisses me off like you wouldn't believe. Every time they do an update and I've got to change absolutely everything the way I had it, and it's so fucking stupid considering the size of the organisation. Sorry guys, not the best day, but there you go. That's that one out of the way and put to bed. Let's stay positive on this flight now as we depart Logan International in Boston. Right, I'm going to take us up. .280, and then we'll continue the climb from there. Just make sure we are climbing as we should be doing. Yeah, that goes straight through 10,000. We're on track, and it is doing it now as we head direct revs 19 nautical miles inbound, then with a left hand turn in a southerly direction. Everything is good. Right, let's just chill as we look at the sunset directly ahead of us. Not a cloud in the sky, lovely flying conditions this evening. Let's just get the map up here and see, even the map's resized itself. Unreal, man, unreal, absolutely unreal. Why has it resized itself like that? You know what size the map is normally during the flights? Tell you what we'll do, we'll make the map a lot smaller. And we'll centre it. Roughly centred, would you say? Should do us, I think. Okay, so there we are now. We've departed Logan International, and we are actually on a Revs 6 departure off runway 33 left. Currently heading in an easterly direction. We'll be turning south at Revs and heading down towards New York State. This is our route today, so the eastern seaboard is here. Heading south, Foxwood, and then a southwesterly trajectory. Over Connecticut, and then down for our arrival into New York. A very interesting arrival into New York. We're going to be seeing most of the landmarks as we come in here. We're doing a turn right directly over LaGuardia and then down over the Hudson River, over the main island of New York City itself, and then down out past the Statue of Liberty, making a turn back for runway 04 at LaGuardia. So this is going to make for a very interesting flight, a lovely arrival over New York at sunset. Should be so beautiful and picturesque. And the flight today, let's have a look at the distance. We're currently 200 nautical miles inbound, so I'm going to go with about 40 minutes. There's our left turn now as we track south. Yep, as we turn heading for Foxwood now. I think it's called Foxwood. Just going to increase the ND range there. 18,000 feet, we're at 320 knots. And we'll get up into the cruise. Increase our rate of descent ever so slightly, and up to 380, which is where we need to be for the cruise today. 2,800 feet per minute now on the climb out. It's quite hazy off in the distance today. Just have a look off the right wing. Yeah, that's sun setting. We could dip that sun a little lower and get an absolutely beautiful sunset arrival into New York. That would be rather nice, wouldn't it, with all of the city lights just coming to life. That would be very nice indeed. I'm going to have to go into the main menus and get the II. Let's just get into the flight assistant for a second. Display direction, taxi ribbon, landing. Right, AI anti-store protection. AI piloting in cursor mode. Come off. That can all come off. Go with that, see how it goes, but I'm not into the way that the AI pilot does the flaps and everything for you. Yeah, we'll play with it. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. And so it's heading towards Connecticut now. The sun dipping in the distance. Very, very hazy. You can't really see much detail on the ground either unless you really change your viewpoint. Not to worry. It's all good. Just having a chilled flight tonight, guys and girls. That is lovely weather. There's not one cloud in the sky. Not one. No, absolutely zero. Let's get them lights off now. They've been on a bit too long. Landing lights off. Taxi lights off. We're above 10,000 feet now, so seatbelt sights, they can come off. We'll release the cabin crew. An aircraft coming off to our left hand side there. What's going on with that white dot on the cursor? Why did they do things with these updates? Look at that now. When you were panning round before, it didn't have a white dot on it. Now look at it. They do know how to fuck things up, you know, seriously. There's that aircraft going off our left hand side as we bank to the right now. Why have they added that cursor? They've well and truly fucked it. Sobo, if you're watching and you're listening, take it on board. Why would you have a big white dot like that? Fucking hell. Sorry guys, pisses me off like you wouldn't believe. Let's just see if we can just move the view. Yeah, white dot. It's fucking ruined it. I'm going to have to see if there's a way of turning that white dot on, because that wasn't there before the update. Why would you actually ruin something that looks so realistic by putting a big stupid white fucking dot in the middle of the view? Asobo, you need to sort your shit out. You really do. You fucked this game well and truly. It was absolutely bang on. That'd be somebody trying to keep a job, that, in the UI UX department. I can say that wholeheartedly and believe it, because I was a UI UX designer myself for a very, very long time, and that's some knob making changes that aren't necessary to keep a job. You heard it here first, people. Anyway, I'm not going to let it piss me off. I'm going to try and enjoy the flight. Real world weather, real time. We are heading up to the cruise 380, heading south now over Connecticut. We left Boston Logan around about 15 minutes ago, and we're heading down to LaGuardia in New York City. Thank you for joining me. I've just got to get the rants out my system, because every time they do an update they do so many things that pisses me off. Resets all the options. I've got to be vocal about it here on the channel, guys, and I put a lot of effort into this. I've got all my options, I've got the sim exactly how I want it. They do an update and it resets everything to default. And you sat there for half an hour reconfiguring the sim before you can even take a flight. Look, what's happening now? What's that all about? I'm hoping we're at the cruise. 360, jumping up and down, I don't know why. Why is it doing that, unless it's just turbulence. Let's just ensure the aircraft's doing what it should be. 380 in the box, 2,800 feet per minute on the climb. 20 nautical miles on the ND range. We'll increase that to 40 so we can see how far away we are, etc. Right, we'll just get into the cruise there and hopefully it stabilises. Lots of traffic around today. Engines are just coming back, throttling back now, the autopilot, so we are in the cruise at 380. Thanks so much indeed for joining me here. Sorry about the rant, guys, but it really annoys me when they do an update. It really does. I'll stop going on about it because I'm like a broken record right now. We're in the American Airlines A320 Neo for today's flight, LaGuardia, over to LaGuardia from Logan International in Boston. It's very rare that I do flights over in the States, but I just thought, you know what, something different. Lovely sunset arrival over New York City. It should give us some incredible views as the sun sets, and as the city lights turn on, it should make for a very magical arrival into New York. There is that aircraft down on our left hand side. Should we zoom in? Let's see if that puts that stupid dot cursor on. No, it's not done it actually. As soon as I move the controller, there's the dot. Why the fuck have they chose to do that? Absolutely ridiculous. Well, I won't be using the controller to look round the cockpit in future. I'll be using the mouse, because I'm using the mouse now and that's not got any kind of cursor dot on it. Why do they have to ruin it? Sorry guys, I'm going to stay positive here because I'm just going to ruin the flight with rants. Fucking ranting. So there we are on the nose cam. A wonderfully hazy evening here as we head south towards New York State. Currently flying over Connecticut right now. I'm just going to have another quick sophisticated drink to take the edge off, because the update has really wound me up. Thanks for coming along for the journey, guys. Thanks for listening. Oh, and it's been a long day at work as well. First one of the week. Not long got home and then was greeted with that update. So yeah, Asobo and Microsoft, thank you very much indeed for that. Very kind of you. What I have done is played with the audio options, so my voice should be a bit clearer now. I've managed to bring the master volume of the sim down to about 70%, so all of the warnings, beeps, cockpit noises, everything else isn't too intrusive and you can hear my voice clearer. I think my friend who is local is now live watching. I haven't got the chat up. I will check it at the end of the flight. Thank you so much indeed for coming along. Just let me know in the comments, how is that audio coming out? Is it a nice fine balance? Let me just check it on the exterior of the aircraft, because that's when it's normally loud. There we are in a cruise. Contrails firing behind us as we pass over a contrail with an aircraft that's just gone past us down our left hand side. Can you hear me a-okay? Let me know in the comments on Twitch if you could. Much appreciated. Well, there it is. There's our ride today. Even more aircraft around. That's going to get busier as we get down to New York. The sunset going off in the distance there. The sun just catching the rivers and lakes down below us. Very beautiful stuff indeed, guys. Well, it is so beautiful, this sim. I just don't know why they have to make some changes in the decisions that they make. It really ruins it sometimes. But when you look at that, that makes me happy. It truly does. So there we are, flying over the eastern seaboard now. Let's go back into the aircraft and let's get the view up on the map as we are cruising at 380. There's our aircraft. We need to really think about coming down now, heading down towards New York. We're at 100 nautical miles away, so without further ado, let's get that descent on the go. Bring it down to about 4,000 feet. We'll check that running, and we'll bring it down at 3,000 feet per minute. That should be enough to get us down. We'll double click that. There we go. The aircraft nose is now dipping. 4,000 is selected with our left hand turn now. As we leave the coast of Connecticut. That is Connecticut that we're flying over at the moment, guys. Just bear with. And Tweed, New Haven Airport in Connecticut is just off our left hand side there. We've just passed that as we track out over the ocean. What's this island called again? This every time I've flown into New York, you tend to come across from the Atlantic Ocean here and then down into JFK, but today obviously we're going into LaGuardia, slightly different. The arrival today is very, very nice indeed over the city, so it should make for some fantastic viewing and really, really beautiful views today. So we're in the cruise now, heading down towards New York City. Just make sure that flight level is winding off as it should be doing. Yeah, 330 there. We're down to 4,000 feet. Check on the ND range when we will be at 4,000. See if we can zoom in on that. That's not showing us anywhere near, is it? Bear with, guys. I'm down at 4,000 feet per minute. Let's see what that does. .4,000 feet per minute, and we will just make sure we are doing a managed speed and come back to the view we had before. Then we'll zoom in ever so slightly. And we're headed direct Greg now, 24 nautical miles inbound with a 64 knot crosswind from right to left. That's slowing us down giving us a ground speed of 426 miles an hour with the wind at 331. So yeah, there is our arrival down into New York itself. 28,000 feet now. The altitude is coming off nicely. Around about 60 nautical miles away from the city itself. Wonderful views here as we descend over New York State. Beautiful stuff, it really is. I think we're going to be a little bit early today to see all of the city lights, bearing in mind what we can see with that sunset off to our right hand side. Should we just have a little nosy at the sunset, see what that's doing? Still going to make for some wonderful views on the way in. That might have just set, you know, by the time we get to New York. You can see the Hudson River off to the right hand side there. "29 minutes into the stream, 30 minutes now. Thank you so much indeed for your company. Twitch.tv, we're live out of the UK. It's Tim's a Pilot, and obviously Jetstream TV, where all of our content is uploaded to. There is our right turn now as we head direct to LaGuardia. So we'll be coming in directly over LaGuardia and then turning left down along the Hudson River, down out over the bay, the Statue of Liberty, etc., and then making a left-hand turn back for 04 at LaGuardia. Should get some wonderful views of the city on the way in. It's going to bring the altitude down to 3,000 feet. Make sure we're still descending at 4,000 feet per minute. There's the lights of LaGuardia there. Just if you just check off the nose, you can just about make out the lights there of LaGuardia. Get some spectacular views here on the way in. Well, the sunset there, just glistening on the Hudson River, which at one point did actually act as a runway, as we are all familiar with the story. I think that flight was out of Logan International as well, Boston. There was a double bird strike on takeoff, wasn't it? Or was it a different airport they departed from? The Miracle on the Hudson, Captain, what was his name? Captain Sully. So we do have aircraft on the way into LaGuardia now, as you can see, and we are descending nicely. As we make a right turn now, heading towards downtown New York City. And there we are, heading towards LaGuardia. magnificent. Look at that, chasing the sunset over New York City. Fabulous. I think that could be our screenshot, guys. That could well be our screenshot. Wonderful. And then swinging off to the left now, tracking right over the top of New York City. A little bit of slow down there now as the game engine has to render all of the buildings, etc., and deal with the sunset and all of the textures. May slow it down slightly. Still quite smooth, and some wonderful views here of the city as we make various manoeuvres now on our final track down to LaGuardia. Just hoping it manages to render everything in and it doesn't have all the buildings blocking in and textures kicking in late and everything else. Let's have a look off that left hand wing there. That should be particularly lovely. Wow. What can you say about that, guys? New York City, baby. It is a cool place if you've never been. Look at that. Detail. Absolutely shocking. And we'll have a screen grab there over Central Park. And another one. Wonderful. Look at that. Fantastic. Central Park beneath us. As we make our left hand turn now. Wonderful stuff. As we track out over the Hudson. Brooklyn Bridge down there. World Trade Center. Just the low poly versions, obviously it's not kicked in as we're not close enough yet. Real shame, but still absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Right, as we track out now, Statue of Liberty should be somewhere around here off the left hand side. And there it is. Statue of Liberty. Staten Island ferry there, just off Liberty Island. Just have a quick look at the map again, guys. There we are, yeah, heading down to Necol and then making a left-hand turn to Varas. And tracking back up to LaGuardia. We should get some fantastic views of the city as the sun dips lower in the sky. Should make for a very, very beautiful arrival. Just going to leave you with the nose cam. Step away from the cockpit, I will return momentarily. back in the cockpit with some lovely colours in the sky now as we track back towards New York with another left-hand turn imminent. Yeah, any second now. Just increase the ND range there again. As we make our left-hand turn. Just going to bring that down to 2,000 feet. Track back towards New York City, and you can see the lights of LaGuardia there on the nose. Should give us a very, very lovely arrival. This could even tweak the lighting ever so slightly with that sunset. Is that on the horizon there now? Let's just have a quick look, guys. Yeah, there it is. Wow, we should get the city lights just popping in now as we land. That's magnificent, isn't it? Look at that. Wonderful stuff. That's beautiful, isn't it? Not sure of the name of that bridge there. Could you let me know in the comments, guys? Yeah, the city lights just kicking in now. We've timed this to absolute perfection for the arrival into LaGuardia. Brilliant stuff. There's a slight bug with this aircraft when you disengage the autopilot to fly the finals yourself manually. Sometimes it just sticks on the autopilot and you can't do anything. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot really early on this flight and see if we can take manual control. As we head direct to LaGuardia now. Get some flaps in just to slow us down a bit. Get the gear down. Make sure we've got the landing lights on. Let's get that landing lights on. Seat belts on. Taxi lights on. Landing lights on. On and on. And on. Yeah, that's good. LaGuardia there. Let's get the rest of them flaps in. Fantastic stuff. We are configured for landing, ladies and gentlemen. Cabin crew, seats for landing, please. Seats for landing, thank you. Downtown New York City off to the left hand side with the sunset in the distance and the city lights coming alive. Wonderful stuff here, guys, on Jetstream TV. Okay, back to the cockpit. I'm disengaging the autopilot now. Autopilot disengaged, auto throttle disengaged, and we'll just do some manoeuvres. Make sure The autopilot isn't going to spoil things for us. No, we have full control of the aircraft. Fantastic stuff. That's good. Let's bring us back on for the runway here at LaGuardia. Yeah, we'll get rid of the cockpit cam. No, it's took us straight back in again. Why does it do that? It's locked us back in. Ridiculous. It just locks you back in. Nothing you can do about it. It's so bugged, this aircraft. Anyway, we'll go with it. It's looking good. 2,000 feet, checked. A little bit of slowdown as it tries to draw everything. All good though. Decision is to land. Continue. 400 feet checked.
300. 200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
And on the ground at LaGuardia, guys and girls, the aircraft was controlling that, so yeah, had no control over that at the end. We've still got that issue with this aircraft, but slowing down nicely now, vacating to the left when able, and we'll take this taxiway now off to our left hand side. We'll taxi on Golf. So there we are, guys and girls, on the ground at New York. Wonderful views on the way in. Absolutely fantastic stuff today. With the sun setting off in the west. Very nice indeed. And the skyscrapers of downtown New York City in the distance, silhouetted by the sunset. How wonderful is that? Well, we've all seen us park up dozens and dozens of times before, guys. So I think what I'm going to do now is just park up here, zoom in, and enjoy that view. Like so. Thank you very much indeed for watching, guys. Jetstream TV, you and Tim's a pilot. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome to New York.